Hello everybody, it's Maikito going over yesterday's picks or today's picks. One pick away from the sweep. Our only miss was Mbolo to get a foul. He had plenty of chances. He had a lot of aerial duels. He had like 9, 10, but he unfortunately didn't get a foul. He did get subbed out, which also sucked for us, but that was our only miss. We had one push and one DMP. That was Neuer. He ended with 2, and then Jorginho didn't start. But Kai Havertz over 1.5 shots hit for us. Højbjerg lower than 1.5 fouls hit for us. He only had that one, like I said, he was gonna get. He didn't get that second, which was good for us. Di Maria to get higher than 0.5 shots on target hit for us. He only took one shot that game. It was on target. That's good enough for us. Switzerland, Italy game to go higher than 1.5 goals. Switzerland scored both of the goals, and I did say that I could easily see this being one of the two teams scoring 2, so that hit for us. And then the Germany money line against Denmark. Even though I didn't like the way that Germany won, Denmark scored and didn't count by a fingernail of offside. And then they went on the other side and got a penalty. And then they won 2-0, which I didn't like the way that they won, but they won. Still green for us. And then Musiala had an added play, safe play to go for him to go higher. Then 1.5 shots and a hit for us as well. So it's a 7-1 day overall. Yesterday was again one pick away from the sweep. So close, so close. But again, it was still a really good day, and hopefully we can carry that momentum into tomorrow's games. Excuse me, 6-1 day. Quickly before I get into the picks, I just wanted to say that if I'm very likely not gonna have any added plays tomorrow, just because I'm gonna be at work, literally 9 to 5, 9 to 6. So that's there when the games are gonna be playing. I'm gonna be at work. I can try kind of see maybe during a break or something that look at some plays or anything, but very likely to not have any added plays. Just wanted to get that out the way before people start asking me. Just wanted to let y'all know. First play I have is Lamine Yamal to go higher than 2.5 shots, playing for Spain going up against Georgia. He's gone over this in 1 out of the 2 games that he has started for us. And Georgia this whole tournament have allowed the most shots. They've allowed the other team to shoot more than any other team this tournament. They've allowed 22, 27, and 22 shots for a combined total of 71 shots allowed between 3 games, which is a field day for a Spain side. You know they're going to shoot against them. And they've played each other twice last year. And one of the games Spain had 20 shots, and in the other game they had 33 shots. And Yamal played in one of them. He came off the bench and played 1 half and had 3 in just that game. And he did play in the other one. He played like maybe 30 minutes. He played less, and he didn't go over in that one. And as long as he wants to shoot, he's going to shoot, because this Georgia side is not going to be able to stop him. And I feel like this game he'll be able to play more freely. He'll play as a distributor, he'll play as a shooter, and I feel like this is a good mark. His line is usually at 2, like 2.0, and at 2.5 he will still need to go over and get those 3 shots. And against the Georgia side that allows the most shots, he's gone over against them before, and you know Spain is going to go out there and shoot against Georgia. I like Yamal to go higher than 2.5 shots. My next play is Mainoo to go higher than 0.5 shots, playing for England going up against Slovakia. He will start. It is confirmed that he will start. It has been told by his coach, Gareth Southgate, that he will start after a good performance off the bench against Slovenia. He didn't play the first 2 games. He played the second game. He played 1 half, and he played well. He's a great young player for England, and in my opinion, he should have started over Gallagher and over whoever they had in the first game. I can't even remember who it was. In my opinion, he should have started before. Again, he's a good young player that England have that they can build their core around as well. And in the game that he played against Slovenia, that 1 half that he played, over 50% of his touches were in the opposition half, and that's because he's going to be playing next to Declan Rice, and Rice will be the one that's going to be staying back, while Mainoo is going to be the one when they're attacking to be able to play more higher up the pitch against Slovakia. So he's going to be playing higher up the pitch, and he had 2 starts for England. He's only had 2 starts for England against Belgium and against Iceland, and he went over in both of those games. He took 1 shot in each of them, which is all we need him to do, and he's willing to take shots. If you look at the games that he played in the Premier League, he took 11 shots, and 6 of those were outside the box, and the other ones he were in the box, obviously. And he is a tall body and that can be there 4 corner kicks. He's 6 foot tall. He can be there to try to win the headers as well. So he's willing to take shots. He's a tall body. He's gonna be playing up the pitch. He's gone over this mark in both games. Both starts that he's had for England so far. And I feel like this is an opportunity for him to go out there and show why he should be a starter in the first place. So I like Kobe Mainoo to go higher than 0.5 shots. My next play in the Copa America, it is Ethan Pinnock to go higher than 49.5 passes, playing for Jamaica, going up against Venezuela. And he's played 2 games this tournament. He went over in 1 out of the 2 games. He had 43 against Mexico, where they only had 39% of the ball, and then went over against Ecuador with 59, where they had 55% of the ball. And Ecuador, for example, they gave 61% of the ball to Mexico, and Jamaica, in my opinion, will have around 50% of the ball, at least 50. I can easily see them getting around 55, which would be good for us. And if you look at the other games that he's played for Jamaica, he had 48 against Canada, where they have 41% of the ball. Again, I expect him to get around 50, and he has 78 passes with 51% of the ball. So as long as they get that 50-50 possession, I expect him to go over. And Venezuela will go through no matter what. Doesn't matter what the situation is, and they'll definitely get first place as long as they get a draw. So I can see this being a game where Ecuador will kind of try to play it safe, and because if they lose, they can still get that second place spot, and obviously they'd rather get that first. So I can see them being a little more passive, letting Jamaica get the ball, just to focus on defending and stuff like that, which again is good for us. And whenever Jamaica pass the ball around, if you look at the stats, they play more on his side on the left. He's more experienced. He's by far the best defender that they have. He's good on the ball, so they're gonna be building up more on his side. So I like this mark. I like Ethan Pinnock to go higher than 49.5 passes. And then my last play, in the last game, I've had one play for each game. It's not any different. It is Santiago Gimenez to go higher than 0.5 shots on target, playing for Mexico, going up against Ecuador. He's had an okay first 2 games. He should be playing better, but he hasn't. But even though he hasn't had good games, he's still gone over in both the games. He's had 2 shot on target on each of the games. And he's by far their best player when he wants to be, at least outside of when they're playing in Europe. He is by far their best player. He had 53 and 30 in the Eredivisie, and then in the Champions League, he has 6 and 4. So it shows you that he's going to be there. He's their striker. He needs to be able to shoot. And as long as he gets the service, he definitely gets this. He can create on his own, but as long as he can get those passes, he'll for sure get this. I think this is a good spot. It's a must-win game for Mexico. If not, they are eliminated. A draw, and they're out. A loss, and they're out. It's a must-win game for them. So I expect him to get more minutes in the first game and first 2 games. He got subbed out in the 63rd minute and the 68th minute, and again he still went over in both of those games. And I expect more minutes in this game because they need to win this game. So they need as many attackers as they can. And again, in my opinion, he's their best player. And he's a good counter-attack option. He's a good body that they can have in for corners as well. They should be looking for him. If they get him service, he definitely goes over this mark. I like Santiago Gimenez to go higher than 0.5 shots on target. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner, Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito, link to the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And then I also have my my memberships that you guys can opt into if you want to. It is not required or anything. It's just for those that want to get the content out early. Doesn't change the content for anybody who doesn't have them. And it's also a good way to support me if you want to find a way to support me. And if not, I also have my Cashapp linked in the description if you ever feel like giving back. Again, never required, but just for those that want to give back. And then I have my Fliff. It's where I do my sportsbook plays. It's a mobile app, easy to use in my opinion, and I appreciate anybody who supports me in any way. My first moneyline play is Spain -1.5 going up against Georgia, which means they have to win by 2 goals. They definitely win in my opinion. Knock on wood, you never know. But I need them to win by 2, and they've gone over in both games against them that they played them last year. They won 3-1 in one of them and 7-1 in the other one. So they already beat them twice by 2 or more goals. One of them they beat them by 6, and then they beat Croatia 3-0. So it comes to show you that when they try, that they are a really, really good team. And in my opinion, they're control the game. They have plenty of chances. Georgia have allowed the most shots. So again, like I mentioned before, that's better for us, better for Spain. And Turkey against Georgia scored 3 themselves, so I can easily see Spain doing the same thing. And the Czech Republic, they only scored 1, but that was due to a Mamadashvili, which is Georgia's goalkeeper, a masterclass from him. He had 11 saves, where the Czech Republic were expected to score 4 goals. And then they beat Portuguese side that although they should have scored, obviously they weren't playing their full side. So against the Spain side, they will not play around. They are one of the strongest teams, if not the strongest team this tournament. And Spain is likely to not concede. So my opinion is just whether or not Spain can score 2. Just keep it that way, which I think they can. I like Spain -1.5 versus Georgia. And then my next 2 plays, again, a little different. Usually when I do these, it's specifically for people with sports books. So I found some that I did like. And while some of you might not take this one, I said I wasn't going to take any England props, but I just feel like there's value that you can find with this one. So I just thought I'd give it out to you guys. You don't have to take it. But it's the England to get 5 or more shots on target versus Slovakia. They've actually gone under this in all 3 games with 3, 4, and 4, so it's gone right under this mark. But Slovakia, on the other hand, have allowed their opponents to take 5, 5, and 5. They've allowed their opponents to take 5 shots on target. All 3 opponents have taken exactly 5 on target versus them. So this, in my opinion, just ultimately goes down to whether or not England actually shoot. They definitely have the attackers and the firepower to do it. They're going to be starting Kane, Saka, Foden. They have Bellingham. And then obviously they have players that can also come off the bench like Bowen and Palmer. And Slovakia will fight hard, so it's not like England can just push them around in the sense that they won't just easily win like 3-0 or something like that. So they're going to have to fight for it. So it's just whether or not they want to shoot because they have the players available. And when they do shoot, obviously this doesn't even matter if they score or not. We just need them to take them on target. And they're going to have Dubravka. Slovakia will. He's a good keeper who can save a decent amount of shots. So again, England just have to fight for those shots on target, which I think they will. And there's always the possibility, because it's a knockout round, that this goes to extra time, which would be an added benefit to us. And I just feel like a decent, good performance from England, at least on the attacking side, is overdue, well overdue. So I take my chances here. I think you're getting good value here. I like the England to get 5 or more shots on target against Slovakia. And then my next one is in the Copa America. It is Mexico to take 4 or more shots on target versus Ecuador. Like I mentioned before, it's a must-win game for them, or else they get eliminated. And in both games they've played so far, they've gone over in both games. They had 9 against Jamaica and 5 against Venezuela. We just need them to take 4. And Ecuador, on the other hand, they allowed Venezuela to take 5 against them, and allowed Jamaica to take 4. And Mexico, at least compared to Jamaica, have a much better attack. So we just need them to take 4 on target. And Ecuador, like I said, all they need is a draw, and they advance to the next round. They know that Mexico need to win this game, so they're gonna be defensive, which is gonna give more shots to Mexico. They're tight on points, but due to goal difference, all Ecuador need is to draw, and they're guaranteed a spot in the next round no matter what. And like I said, because they need that draw, I expect more Mexico possession, which obviously means more shots and more opportunities for them to be on target. And as long as they can play somewhat close to how they played against Venezuela in the last 30 minutes, where they actually were down and needed to win, I can easily see them getting 4 to 6 easily. And Mexico will go out swinging. For example, when they in the World Cup, when they had to win that game by 2 against Saudi Arabia, that was one of their best performances that I've seen for this Mexico side in a while. So they need to go out swinging against this Ecuador side, and obviously that means they need to be shooting. So like the Mexico to go and get 4 or more shots on target. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like the content, please consider liking and subscribing, and turn on notifications if you can. That way you can get notified right when this video goes out, or any video goes out. And then if you could comment on the video, it helps boost it to more people and reach it out to more people, so they can also get these plays as well. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good day. We did great yesterday with 6 in one day, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going into tomorrow. So I hope everybody has a good day, a good night, and we can cash out tomorrow.